significant other, a gym. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, I agree. Young Jason, man, I was on the trucks, right? You go back to 2014. What was that like aha moment of, I got to get off of this and it's time to actually take this serious, get in the gym, start this gym business?
So the funny thing is I was a client of a gym, right? I had a trainer. I had a personal trainer for 6 years before I became a trainer. And he used to always say stuff like, man, you need to be a trainer, because I'm in there correcting people for him. And, I did a bodybuilding competition. My wife did 10 of them. Our body's in tip-top shape. So we kind of like the people you look to at that particular gym. Shouts out to the Steel Mill. And, he put it in my head first. And, along the line somewhere, we started doing like fitness classes and stuff like that. But it wasn't everybody in fitness everybody I knew in fitness. Let me just say this. In the trucking industry, I became a 6-figure nigga at 23. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't
back then too.
Yeah.
That's a big accomplishment.
6 figures. Like I was making 6 figures at 20. Soon as I was old enough to get the contract. See, what happened was my uncle had a contract with the trucks, right? And I did delivery. And when I graduated high school, he was like, when I stopped going to college for that 1 year, he was like, man, just jump on the truck with me. You know what I mean? So I jumped on the truck with him and I learned everything, with him doing the deliveries, doing rooms to go, just delivering furniture. And I wanted to do it. I'm like, damn, I'm doing everything anyway, but driving, you know what I'm saying? So I inquired. They was like, you gotta be 23 to get approved on the insurance to be a contractor. Man, as soon as I turned 23, I already had my truck lined up. I just got to go put the down payment. The contract was ready for me and I hit the ground running, you know what I'm saying? And we making, 25, 2,000, 25, 26, 27, $3,000 a week on the truck, you know what I mean? So, I was making good money for a while, right? But I will honestly say that, and if anybody know anybody who does deliveries, I probably had the hardest job in the world. Bro, when I tell you that shit was so hard, it was because I graduated to appliances, right?
Oh, so that's like refrigerators,
hump straps, you carrying it up steps, townhouses, taking the doors off. Like, it's a lot of work. And you get 2 days off a year, you know what I'm saying? Christmas and Thanksgiving. So rain, sleet, snow. I'm in Cartersville. I'm in Chattanooga. It's snowing. We in the mountains. It's bad. You know what I'm saying? Just that part of the job, But that part, that right there just made me such a hard worker for what was going to happen later on in my life, right? So I tell people all the time, like and I call that a job because I had a contract with a company, but when I did have a job, I was the number one truck, you know what I'm saying? My truck was off the dock first, back first, all great ratings, you know what I'm saying? I applied myself really, really well, right? So when it came to getting into the fitness industry, right, I thought I was just gonna go ahead and just put down some bread on the gym and, that'd be that little income, right? And the gym just sucked. It just wasn't doing nothing. And it was a good gym. The guy who owned it before me passed away. Trying to pick up the pieces, and it just wasn't no money in there. So I'm like, I got to start training. So I started working on a truck less and start training at the gym 2-3 days, stuff like that. And I discovered that this was my passion, right? I discovered that I couldn't. The days that I went to go to the gym, I woke up at the same time, no different, schedule the same, but I just could not wait to go. I was writing down my workouts at night. I was excited about going to work. I'm like, damn, I'm excited about going to work. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, if you're having a hard time discovering your passion, just think if every job paid the same amount of money, what job would you wake up every morning and do with a smile on your face? Yeah. And for me, that was training, right? So I couldn't wait. I was ecstatic to go, go train my clients or whatever. But that right there, I ended up, the people on the truck called me like, hey, bro, these guys messing up. I need you back on your truck. And I'm like, hell no, bro, this is all I can give you. These 2 or 3 days I got right here, this is all I got. He like, bro, you got to get your ass back on this truck. I'm like, damn, I'm making $2,000 a week in the truck. I'm making $2,000 a month at the gym. I'm like, shit, that was good little hustle. I thought it was, you know what I mean? But I had to come to my wife like, look, I can't see me getting back on this truck. And I'm only making this right here. But I'm dope enough and I can see how it's going. I can see the trend. Like I'm about to blow up in this shit, but I just started and they already tripping, right? Yeah. So long story short, man, I had to pick passion over paycheck. Right? That means my pretty shiny Mercedes Benz, that shit I watched that shit leave on a tow truck. One of the most emotional days of my life, because I know I knew what it took to get that big body Benz in my 20s.
And it's just driving away.
Yeah, and I just like, the house, everything was just like, the house was in jeopardy. But I'm just like, I never been so sure of myself until it came to this, right? I'm just like, I am positive. You know what I mean? So the hard talk with my wife was like, man, you got to trust me on this one. Like, I got you. I ain't never led you wrong before, I've had a lot of business. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. I hit some licks. I done had some big nights and doing other things. And, she just was like, all right, nigga, truck gone. Go get my mama old car. The mortgage start getting behind, shit like that, man. But I gradually was able to start pulling myself out the mud, right? And just with that much dedication and that much, with your back against the wall and all that shit, right? I went from making $25,000 that first year, that whole year, making $25,000 that whole year, to fast forward a year later, I stayed down and grind. I was making $25,000 a week in fitness. You know what I'm saying? So my testimony is, man, whatever you're doing, do that shit to death. Do it better than anybody else. When nobody waking up longer than me, earlier than me, when nobody in there when nobody like me. I ain't had no blueprint to copy. You know what I'm saying? I just took my personality, my work ethic that I had from them trucks and all that effort that I was putting over there for them folks. I put that shit into my own business, man, and it just blew up.
Hey, man, a testimony, like what you said,
nah, for sure.
So many entrepreneurs on social media don't talk about that. They don't show that side. And then what happens when they sell information, people, once they start to fail and see adversity, it's like, hold on, you didn't tell me about this part.
Yeah, for sure.
So, man, thank you, because people need to hear that. But, man, back against the wall, so many people fold. Mortgage is behind. The car, it just got taken, bro. I'm going to just hop back on that truck.
Yeah.
How did you stay sane? Because, man, we got so many people who's tuned in who's probably going through a similar type of thing. How should they stay locked in and then realize, man, I can't fold during this time?
The thing is, man, when I realized I wasn't hitting my numbers, I wasn't getting what I needed to get, I wasn't doing enough, right? I just wasn't doing enough. And, now 2025, everybody think that it's just social media, right? It's just like you post, damn, ain't nobody liking my post, ain't nobody seeing my post, things like that. I'm like, look, nigga, for one, you need to be sending investing in the posting, right? If you are trainer, I'm just gonna use it as an example. Like one of the trainers I had came from Tennessee, and he's posting all this old Tennessee shit. I'm like, bro, you ain't finna get nobody to see that but the people in Tennessee. I said, is your page a business page? Are you promote? He was like, nope. So I got his phone, turned his page into a business page, put his credit card on file. I said, bro, just put $10 behind your post, right? But them $10, now you could switch the demographic. You could say, put this zip code in. I want people within a 10-mile radius to see it, women between this age and things of that nature. And guess what? This nigga listened. And this guy from Tennessee ended up having more clients than the people who had their mamas and cousins and everybody else signing up for their program. He ain't know nobody. He just bet on himself, right? So a lot of times I'll be telling my story and people are like, well, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, what about the rest of these niggas? You know what I'm saying? I got a whole lot of stories of people who, what do you call it? Ran the play, right? Just be coachable, right? And shouts out to him. That nigga got his own gym now. He doing his thing, you know what I mean? But it started with that spark. It started with that, yeah, you doing it, but you need to do more, right? Got guys who, the paper flyers. Man, nobody trying to print no damn paper flyer. Man, you better go your ass to the mall, put on a tank top, and go get you some clients. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that sometimes when we get stuck, like, what the hell am I not doing that my competitors doing? You got to do market research. You got to see what your competitor's doing. You got to see what the big dog's doing that you're not doing, and start doing it.
Man, being down as a man, as a father, as a husband, I know that is not easy, bro. How did you just stay confident during that moment as well, mentally?
That's a good one, bro. Cause I was, I would love to sit here and like, man, I knew I was gonna talk my shit. You know what I mean?
Cause it's you don't know.
No.
Yeah, you don't know.
No, sir. Yeah. I just was like, damn. One thing I always knew was work ethic got me out of a lot of bullshit, right? Just work ethic got me out of a lot of, and it awarded me a lot of things that I wanted, right? And I just kept that in the back of my mind, man. But I've been depressed like twice in my life,
Wow.
and that's probably one of the times where I was depressed. But nigga, you don't know you depressed. It ain't no, your face don't turn
That's
red
real.
when you depressed. You don't know you depressed.
Yeah.
You staring, you just like locked in. You just like a zombie sometimes. You know what I mean? Like your mind going a million miles an hour, and it's like a sadness. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing about it was, I was sad, and I felt like I might be letting my wife down. You know, unsure and things of that nature, man. But again, at the end of the day, that. And I think I always knew that I could go back to the trucks and shit like that, man. But it just wasn't. I guess that was my motivation. Ain't no way in the hell I'm putting on them damn shoulder straps and carrying them refrigerators no more.
Yeah.
After coming in here with this Nike shit on and relaxing in this AC, you know what I'm saying? So that was like my motivation, you know what I mean, to dig deep, man. But you know, to get up out of that, I started switching how I was operating too.
Yeah.
I started listening to like motivational stuff. I'm listening to Eric Thomas. You know, I'm listening to, nigga, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm programming my brain with the words of other people, strangers. You know, I'm going to sleep listening to sleep prayer, protection prayer at night. I still do it. 10 years later, this is, you know, you go on YouTube, you type in protection prayer, and it's just like you're protected, you're guided. You know, they're reading scriptures to you, and it's just like, it's soothing. So I'm subconsciously programming my mind to be a winner. Like, you got it, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, whatever you focus on, man, that shit grows. Yeah. If you focus on, damn, man, that shit gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? If you focus on, all right, I got one, I can get two. You focus on that 1, 2, that 3, that shit turn into 50 clients. You know what I'm saying? But again, you gotta lock in on the positive. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did.
Programming, manifestation,
Absolutely.
that is very huge earlier, and you talked about that. Why is that just so important? Manifesting, talking good to yourself, things like that.
For me, man, it was just like always a constant reminder, right? Like my phone used to always be if you want to know what I had going on, look at my phone, my screensaver. Even down to my dog. I wanted this damn Presa Canario. I wanted this dog, this $2,500 dog. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get that dog. And I just had a picture of that damn dog on my phone. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just was like piecing money together until I, you know what I mean, like got that dog. Yeah. And, you know, just one of the things that I just remember, like, but that's manifestation. You like looking at it, you telling yourself you're gonna get it, you know, and the same thing with my car, my S550, that was my screensaver, right? And I was like, damn, I'm gonna get this car. But not only that, once you start looking at something enough, you start devising a plan, and you start thinking, okay, so what are the steps to getting this? What is the first step to doing this? You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff we put off to later on. I'm not like that. I'm like, man, let me go get my credit pulled now. Ain't no sense of me saving up for this car. I don't even know where the hell I stand with these folks. You know what I mean? So I went there and I test drive it. You know, I'm looking at it. I'm kicking the tires. I'm like, all right. Knowing I ain't ready to get this damn car, but I'm like, shit, he don't know.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you get information like, shit, bro, all you gotta do is get this and you'll know to be this. And it's like, shit, now I got numbers to work with. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, put it in your own face and do the research, do the stalking of the product or whatever it is that you're trying to do, man. And watch how that shit comes faster and faster and faster. You know what I mean? People tell me all the time, like, yeah, man, next year I'm gonna get me a house. I'm like, what happened next year? Nigga, it's February. What you talking about? Yeah, no, I just, you know what I mean? I was going to do this. I'm like, nigga, you tripping.
You got time right now.
You tripping. Do it. Have you got pre-approved? Have you done? Take the steps, man. Go take the steps. I'm telling anybody, take the steps toward any goal that you have. Go see where you stand with that goal, whether it be a house, car, female, whatever. Go have that conversation. Look, man, when you see yourself getting married, like, don't waste your time guessing and hoping and wishing, man. Go start putting action into place. You know what I'm saying?
Good talk, bro.